Alright guys, RC here. A couple tips, tricks, and something a little new. First things first is we've started a kind of like a tweaked bulkhead a little bit. We're going to be selling a bulkhead with spacers behind the hoods to prevent them from rocking. And we also have made a jig to tighten the tolerance up on the hood with the brush. And I don't know exactly, I think it's going to be like an extra $1 for us to do this, nothing much. But it will help, it does seem to help the performance overall on average. I can't say the fastest car is going to improve, but it should help your percentages. So that being said, that spacer back there is a 3000s T-Jet spacer. You can obviously do this yourself. It's non-magnetic, but it just helps tighten the hood up in case of a crash. Some guys were concerned that the shoes would move and get hit and move that possibly. So that will take care of that, and that will and the jig will help tighten how tight the brush is up and down, so therefore there will be less play. So in case you do not like the stabilizer, this will make your car much more consistent every time you build it compared to hoping the brush is making good contact. Now, the other thing I want to go over is what I do to the brush springs. The first thing, zoom this out a little bit so I'll stay in a little bit better focus. So the first thing that I do is I grab the long end of the spring and I just tweak it just a little bit. So what it looks like now, it's just tweaked back, it's just not quite straight. And the reason why I do that is because it doesn't quite lay flat on the brush when you first build the car. So you can see it kind of angles this way just a little bit. Now, I do add a little bit of tension. The best way I've found to do that is I've got this nice squared off pair of pliers here. Is I just grab a hold of this on the flat edge, this tiny short little, and I grab that and just set it in the pliers, and then I roll that with my fingernail. I roll it up so it's completely square. You can even go a little further if you need to, and all that does is that rolls this corner up sharper. It just increases that angle a little bit right there. By increasing that angle, what it does is it just adds a little bit of spring tension, but it does seem to consistently add more, and some guys have said they need a little more tension. That seems to be the most consistent way to do that with these springs. So if you're playing around with things in your basement, that's what I've been doing to the cars and getting much more consistent results from car to car. So that is what the spring looks like when I'm done usually. You can do, guys do all kinds of different things with springs, but it's just, that's what I've been doing to the cars here. It seems to work. I do still like the stabilizers. I understand they're a pain. But that is, the cars I've been building without stabilizers, because I know a lot of guys do not like stabilizers and rebuilding them and worried about them jamming. So I have not been building them with those in there just because a lot of guys are worried about them. So if you have any other questions or concerns, just message me and let me know what you think. We are still working on improvements for the Fusion. Things were just kind of slowed with just different companies being shut down or extremely slow. And with Nats being canceled, nothing's really a major push right now. So, any feedback, any thoughts on the car, any suggestions would be helpful. And I'll see you guys soon.